This is yet another story about some superheroes. We already know about Captain Quark and Mr. Zircon, but this is Ratchet and Clank's story. They had entered a new area, or planet in the far, far away galaxy. They were still flying in the air. Ratchet wanted to know where he was, but he didn't know. He had no time, because he was flying, and he would not sing R. Kelly's I Believe I Can Fly. It was not the appropriate time. "Land below!" shouted Ratchet. Clank heard him, and just didn't say anything else after that. He closed his mouth. This was the moment of truth for Ratchet. He was going to land in the most epic failure in the world. It almost looked like that he actually broke his leg in the process. But Ratchet was fine. He was tough as nails, more tough as nails than Captain Quark. So, Ratchet, hoping to recover very, very swiftly, turned his head towards the camera. Ratchet was damaged in a previous fight, which will go unnamed. I broke him. Ratchet then got up, because he wants to know where he was, because this series, everyone wants to know where they are. Earth. Meanwhile, Clank on the back of him had his mouth wide open. He was about to say something for the first time in this episode. However, drumroll, he shut his mouth. He didn't want to say anything. He was too annoyed with Ratchet because of that terrible landing. Ratchet wasn't pleased with Clank because he wanted to know if he was alright, but he didn't get any answer from him. Suddenly, he saw something from, well, some kind of jar thing. It read, Sainsbury's, rich roast, instant coffee, granules, rich and full flavoured. Ratchet wondered if he could have some of this. But then, suddenly, Clank said, there is no time for rich roast. We need to know where we are. Ratchet told Clank he was right. Ratchet needed to... Oh my god, this is going unbelievable. Ratchet and Clank needed to know where they were. And Ratchet just didn't know. But then suddenly, Ratchet saw something in the distance. Something white. Something fluffy. Something not looking at him. Something with some kind of red collar on his neck. This startled Ratchet. He had no idea what this was. The fluffy white thing, well, he indicated that this was a fluffy white thing, and then it vanished. It wasn't there anymore. Ratchet wanted to swear, but he just said this instead. What the heck? What the bleep? Where the bleep was this fluffy white thing he had just seen with his green eyes? But then he turned his head slightly and saw the fluffy white thing had just moved. The fluffy white thing was looking over there. Probably at the white door. The plain white boring paint door. Ratchet wondered, is this a Lombax? An overweight Lombax? Ratchet had to find out. And Clank said, "What a great idea. Let's go down there and meet him, even though I can't see him." So then, Ratchet jumped off the edge in suicide. But he knew he was going to fly down here. And he was going to fly down there and meet this fluffy white thing. He thought it was a Lombax. Well, it was fluffy. It had ears, just like Ratchet. Ratchet asked the fluffy white thing, "Are you a Lombax? Are you like Alistair? The general? General?" The fluffy white thing just stared at him. The fluffy white thing said nothing. And then the fluffy white thing moved towards him. Ratchet didn't know what to do, but he had to try and bond with it. Like so. Ratchet was pleased. This must have been a Lombax, even though it wasn't saying anything. But then, suddenly, the fluffy white thing moved away from Ratchet. It must have not liked him. But then Ratchet, he was determined to get some answers from this fluffy white thing. He moved closer to it. And then he knew this wasn't a Lombax. He just knew. Because the fluffy white thing then sat on him. This was an epic fail by Ratchet. How the hell was he going to get out of this? His legs may be broken. We don't know. But